Hello and welcome again. My name is Imran Siraj and I am teaching BTech second semester subject Workshop Technology common to all branches. And in the past 27 lectures, we have covered the entire syllabus of the Workshop Technology. And we are discussing all types of welding since 7 or 8 lectures. And this is the last lecture of welding topic of section 4, soldering and brazing. We have discussed the entire welding, the details of the welding, and the different welding technologies along with advantages and disadvantages, the basic equipments, how the heat is produced, and everything we have discussed about the soldering, discussed about the welding. Only topic remaining in this section is soldering and brazing. So we'll be discussing soldering and brazing. After that, we'll be winding up the whole syllabus of the WT, and we'll be discussing about the important questions of all the sections of all the units in the next lecture, and at the same time we'll give an overview of the entire syllabus. So we'll be discussing the entire syllabus and also the important questions in our in my next lecture. So today we'll be discussing the soldering and brazing and uh, their applications. So I am coming. So this is, you can see, soldering. Soldering is the process of joining two metals by melting and flowing a filler metal into the joint. So basic requirement, basic thing is same, that we have to produce the heat, number one. Then rather than applying pressure, we are applying a filler metal, an extra metal that is fused with both the parent metals. So this could be applied to non-ferrous metals generally, because soldering does not involve melting the workpieces, and also soldering is done below 400 degrees centigrade. So most of the uh, ferrous alloys have, and most of the high alloys, high strength alloys have melting temperature above 400 degrees centigrade. So soldering is applied for the non-ferrous metals, and those for those metals who have very low melting temperature. So soldering is also not a good solution for joining two metals. It's for the sake of small metals and for the sake of less strength, low strength metals to join them. And soldering is basically used to connect the circuits, etc. Normally, in the control systems, in electronic systems, we have different soldering. We use different components. We use soldering to connect different components or to combine these different components. As far as strength is concerned, soldering does not produce good strength as the working temperature is below 400 degrees centigrade. So this is, soldering does not involve melting the workpiece. Also, it involves use for soldering alloy melts at low temperature than brazing. So it is used below 400 degrees centigrade and will be and used for low strength application. You can see low strength applications like electronics and plumbing and piping and uh, control systems, computers, laptops, and mobiles, etc. Where we have to join two components, we apply soldering because it is very convenient to apply soldering, because we have to produce very less heat. At the same time, it's not that mm, it does not require much equipments and much proficiency to work with. Everybody can do. It's a common phenomena, and basically soldering is a very common phenomena. And we can see the solder wire and soldering operation is performed at many places with a simple solder electrode, and that basically requires two more things. One is solder wire, another is solder paste, and by this we can connect any two wires in any two joints in electronic and control systems, like thermistors, transistors, and ICs, etc. And this can be implemented to electronic and control and computing and laptop, etc. So here we use a solder wire as a filler rod or filler metal. So this is solder filler rod and this is solder rod. So these two are workpieces that are to be produced. This is a solder joint, soldering operation. We can see this is the solder rod and this is filler rod. So initially we need a heat source. So this heat comes by burning the gases and by burning the low fuel low calorific fuels by burning the low calorific fuels like split lamp, etc. And this way we will be producing uh, temperature below 400 degrees centigrade. Also, certain gases like methane, ethane are also burned that produces below 400 degrees centigrades. So the source is gaseous source, fuel gaseous source, and also a filler metal or filler rod is applied in order to make a joint. So this is known as soldering operation. Uh, Also, we have solder the filler rods or filler wire that are used for providing base to both the two metals. So this is solder wire is a combination of tin and lead. Solder wires are combination of tin and lead, and so we have 40% tin and 60% lead, and then 60% tin and 40% lead, and 50 to 50. So these are the basic solder wires that are commonly available in the market. So we use, and these provide good strength as far as combining two electrodes, two electronic components are concerned, and other piping, other plumbing also uses, where we have to just connect, not to put any string, not to put the joint under the test conditions. This is for the sake of joining two parts, permanent joining of two parts like components, electronic components, ICs, and PLCs, etc. So this way we have three types of solders. One is to 50-50, then 60-40, and 40-60. Three types of tin lead solders are there. Then another tin antimony lead solders, lead silver solders, and cadmium silver solders. These are used for different types of solder. Normally we use 60-40 or 50-50 tin lead solder that is available in market, and that is used for electrical joining electrical and electronic wires and components, etc. The other lead silver is costly. In antimony lead is also costly. Cadmium silvers are very much costly, and they are used for high efficiencies in atomic and space research, etc. Cadmium silver solders. So normally we use tin lead, that is 60-40 and 50-50. So flux is also used for soldering in organic acids, non-corrosive resin-based fluxes, and these fluxes also save the metal from the environment. So types of soldering method: soldering iron method, dip and wave method. This is a solder bath where we make a pool of molten solder metal in which we dip the two parts that we have to connect, and this is basically for joining controls, etc. There we dip the end of the wires, and then we take out the ends and join together and let solidify. Solidification is very fast. So this is the case we normally use. So this you can see, this is the work. This work is dipped, and once its edges are covered with the solder liquid, it takes out and combined together in order to give a permanent joint to the workpieces. So this is the work moment, and solder bath is there. So wave soldering techniques. This is the basic technique. Solder bath is there. You can see this is the work movement from here to here to here. So this is also taken out. Single wave, double wave, series wave. So wave solder techniques is there, where we apply different waves of solder liquid. So this is the solder wire technique. Then another we have brazing. Above 400 degrees centigrade for non-ferrous alloys, we generally apply a method or technique known as brazing. The brazing has higher strength than the soldering, and considerable strength, but it is not compatible. It is not. It has no match of the welding, and it falls very much below the strength as compared to welding. So brazing is another technique that we use for joining two non-ferrous metals like aluminum or copper alloys, their different shapes, wires and pipes and tubes, etc. So brazing is the process of joining two non-ferrous metals. It it has little strength as compared to welding, and at the same time it has more strength than the soldering. So brazing differs from welding that it does not involve melting the workpieces, and from soldering the use high temperature for similar process. A filler metal having a lower melting point than the adjoining metal. So the filler metal has little melting point, lower melting point than the parent metal, and this way the solder rod is molten and combined with the two parent metals, and this is the way we do the brazing. The difference between brazing and welding is number one, it works at a laser lower temperature. It does not produce high strength. At the same time, fusion is not taking place between the parent metals, but between the parent metal and the filler metal, then filler metal and the parent metal. So on both the sides there are parent metals, and in between the filler metal and parent metal, rather than fusing each other, they fuse with the molten metal with the filler metal, and then they perform a joint. Join the same or different metals with considerable strength. So these are aluminum or copper alloys can be implemented and produced. So this is the job. This is hand torch. Then this is filter rod, filler rod. Then we have basic brazing operation. This is job, and this is the joint that is made. So this way you can understand the brazing. So filler metals Filler metals used in brazing are aluminum, silicon, copper and phosphorus, copper and zinc. So these are three basic filler metals used in brazing. So brazing process, torch process, vacuum brazing. In torch process, we normally produce torch as we have been doing in all along the welding and soldering, in welding, and this is the basic process as we have been doing in the welding. In welding, we use high temperature and use for ferrous metals alloys, but in case of brazing, we use torch of low calorific value fuels, and it does not produce high temperature and uh, above 400 degrees centigrade, but not 1200 or 1300 like that. So the temperature is low and the strength is low, and so it is economic as compared to welding, and at the same time it uses precious metals, so it becomes more it becomes more hard. So this way we have got to know welding, soldering and so, so this way we have got to know the welding, the soldering and the brazing. So basic difference we have to compare them. It's very important to compare them. First thing is soldering has weakest joint, brazing is more strength. Brazing joint has more strength than soldering, but less than welding. Temperature is very low, less 400 or 450 degree centigrade in soldering, whereas it may be 600 degree centigrade in brazing, and in welding there is no limit, and even you can use 500,000 or 600,000 degree centigrade also. So the basic difference between soldering and brazing is temperature and strength. 400 or 450 degrees centigrade for soldering, 600 for brazing, and 830 800 degrees for welding. So no need to heat the workpieces. Workpieces are heated but below their melting point. Workpieces to be joined need to be heated till their melting point. So welding is done by fusing. So the edges are welded together, edges are molten and they join together. Then in brazing, the workpieces are heated but below the melting point. They do not fuse with each other, but a filler metal fuses with these two. So in case of soldering, there is no need to heat the workpieces. There is additional filler metal is put over the normal parent metals at normal temperature. So this is the difference: soldering, brazing, and welding. Also, we have another 4 to 5 soldering, brazing, and welding differences. We can no change in mechanical properties after soldering because we are pouring molten metal over it, and we are in brazing. The mechanical properties slightly change, whereas in welding there is a complete change. There may be a critical change in the properties since the two metals are brought to molten form and then fused together. Cost involved and skill requirements are very low. Soldering, brazing, cost involved and skill required are between the other two, and the highest cost involves in welding. Then soldering, no heat treatment required, no heat treatment required, and heat treatment required for welding because after performing the joints, it becomes brittle and it becomes hard. So we have to perform the heat treatment process to reduce the brittleness and to reduce the hardness. And in soldering, another point is preheating of workpiece is good for making good quality joint, but not compulsion. Whereas in brazing we use strong heating as brazing is carried out, and building no preheat of workpiece is required. So this is the heat source of welding, heat losses, heat transfer to work source, heat used for welding. So this is the heat dissipated into work. This is the heat balance diagram of the welding processes. So we have completed the entire syllabus of workshop technology, including this fourth unit, that is this welding techniques. We have studied different types of welding techniques and advantages, disadvantages, applications, comparisons, etc. So by this, I am concluding the workshop technology subject of second semester, and uh, there may be there may be certain doubts and certain discrepancies in your mind. So you may get in touch with me at my phone number 9069360400, or you may call it, you may WhatsApp me, and this would be promptly responded. So by this, I am concluding the workshop technology. In the next two lectures, I will be talking about the overview of all the processes, a brief summary, and another the important questions for all the sections of welding, of all the sections of workshop technology. So for the time being, I am signing off. Hope you are safe and happy. Start studying for the final year exams. So I am signing off. Okay, bye.